All right. All right. Today we're going to be watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 4, titled The Ghouls. Plural. Did we get to see ghouls this episode? So last episode, Episode 3, let me kind of recall what just happened. In that episode, Lucy, continuing onward. I'm trying to remember what happened. I remember the end. So the ghoul caught up with Lucy at some point. She got to she was basically going the direction she was told to go. Got to a source of water, and saw like a little deer there, and the deer was eaten up by a gulper. The gulper then took the head, and she was trying to get it back, but it swam away. She didn't go in after it or anything and whatnot. So the gulper had eaten the head. After that, the ghoul shows up while she's sitting there at the coastline trying to figure out how to get it back, and he deduces that a gulper ate it. He then uses her as bait to try and lure the gulper in, and she broke his by trying to get away from the gulper. She broke his drugs. So I assume he's going to go into withdrawals, and that's what he's taking her for, to go and do something to get drugs from her. That was my theory at the end of it, that he's taking her to maybe get adrenal gland out of her, adrenaline or something. I don't know. But I assume he needs her for that reason. And then afterwards, the Brotherhood of Steel, Maximus and his new, and he also fought some people, Maximus, if I'm not mistaken. He got his power armor back from these bandits or whatever that were trying to take it. He had spoken with the Brotherhood, faked that he was Titus, and they sent him a new squire who is one of the guys who bullied him, Thaddeus. Thaddeus? I forget. He's Thaddeus from Invincible. So he's there with him. Maximus is kind of keeping it secret, so he doesn't know it's him. And that's kind of where we left off. They got the head after they killed the gulper, and he kind of saved Thaddeus instead of what a normal knight does. And then, the ghoul, Walton Goggins' character, is taking Lucy. I assume... What's going to happen with Maximus? That's my biggest question mark right now, because I kind of have a feeling of what's going to happen with Lucy and the ghoul. That she, I know from the trailer that she ends up in a hospital, and a Mr. Handy says that he's going to harvest her organs. And I think that's what the point we're getting to right here, especially with the thumbnail they use for the episode. It looks like it's the same setting. So I assume that that's what's going to happen, with my whole theory at the end of last episode. To me, the bigger question mark is Maximus. What is he gonna? Where's his story going? Because I assume if he tells the Brotherhood of Steel, yeah, my knight died and I just took his armor and continued on with my mission, I don't know if they'll be happy about that. Especially because he lied to them. So we'll see how that kind of turns out. Yeah. That's my only real big question mark right here, is what happens with that. And I also think Wilzig, the guy the lost guy, I think he does come back, but I think it's more of an artificial intelligence type deal, because I had an epiphany last one about Vegas and whatnot, New Vegas and whatnot. So we'll see where that kind of goes. Because I know there are the brains in they're the brains. I remember stuff from the Fallout games, from the different ones I played, that there's something to do with brains, with intelligence, and they can pass it on as AI or something. I forget. So I think that's what they're doing with him. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, that's about all I got. I guess we'll just get into it. Goddamn time. And I think he needs the drugs. It's a withdrawal, addiction thing. Because he's I like how these different characters are how builds you can go to, in all these different games. Goggins is more the take the drugs and enhancements and not really care. Lucy is more your typical just vault dweller that is timid, has a good conscience and tries to do the right things. Maximus is kind of like a narcissist, where he's like, I'm bettering myself, but I'm also following this code of ethics that was kind of ingrained in me of this like cult, like religion, brotherhood thing. He's not really narcissistic, but it's more narcissism to his ideals, you know, to the ideas of the brotherhood, and that's what will keep him going. You know, he's devout. Not like he's narcissistic about himself, you know. I feel like it's a ghoul turning feral, or it's a super mutant.
Cold mac and cheese.
Ice cream and apple pie.
Think of the rabbits, George.
Apple pie.
Is he gonna think of the rabbits, George?
My mom used to.
Yeah.
What did you say your name was?
Lucy.
Lucy McLean.
McLean.
He recognizes the name. Mom.
Well, Lucy McLean, well, I bet your daddy was first in line at the cookout. I bet he had a beard with a drawing of his neighbor's ass on there.
He's not wrong, probably.
How do you live like this? Why keep going?
That's the only thing you got.
How does that golden rule drive what's going through your head right now?
Is he gonna be like an apprentice to her? Like, is she gonna be his apprentice? Like, learn from him a little bit here and shit? Like, I don't think it's like gonna be an official, like, you wanna be my partner? I think he's gonna, like, ditch her ass, but I think he's gonna teach her a lot of valuable lessons in this episode.
You just give it a little time.
That's what I bet happens. Oh, is that shithole? That was real. That was pretty good.
Where do you think you're going?
Bert.
Yes, I am Bert.
Does he take on the moniker of Bert? I like how they even have Bert's face. Nice.
Now that is one wet lady.
Fudge?
Fudge? There's no fudge here. Only a General
Yeah,
Atomics
Matthew Berry
International Mark
plays him.
IV. That's what I am.
What are those guys called again? He said the name, but like they have another name in game like that. Mr. Handy, right?
Okay.
And there's like different models and stuff.
Apologies for the mess.
Dessert tray incoming.
Dessert? They're getting desserts?
I don't know what the people of Vault 32 were up to, but it was anything but innocent.
Is he getting some inside info while doing this? Does he know his dad's overseer login? So is 32 sealed? Or is it still open? I don't feel like either of these two guys are gonna die, because it feels like we still have like some story to go with them. But I wonder if like there's rad roaches or some shit in there, you know? Yeah, because that just doesn't happen overnight. It looks like this place has been gone for a while. Because all the breaks on the walls and stuff wouldn't just happen. You know, within a year, like not even a year, multiple years. I wonder if something happened at 31, and then 31 to 32, then 32 to 33. Overpopulated. That's exactly what happened. Remember, they said that too. Their vault only has like 2 months worth of water too.
It just doesn't make any sense.
There's writing on the wall there. What does it say? We know the truth. That was smart. Just getting the ghouls out of there. The ghouls are gonna turn though. They're gonna eventually turn.
Hey, thank you.
Those ones are a little feral. Martha's going feral, Lucy. God damn. Rataway. This from Rataway. That's cool. The little stuff is nice. The little stuff, little Easter eggs that they have in this short, great. Maybe.
Wait, open the door.
Just gonna hold it for the rest of the episode.
Mom's.
Their mom. Interesting. Oh, this is where she comes out all badass. Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't actually like a cut or anything. It was just blood.
You don't get these. You turn into one of those. That how it works?
The man from Dead Horse. See himself.
There's an old Mexican eulogy. Feo fuerte y formal. Means he was ugly, strong, and had dignity. Well, Joey,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
you 2 out of 3 on that front.
Is he gonna get dignity? Is he gonna get his dignity? Is that the end? Oh. That was good. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm gonna take a second to fix this real quick before I give my thoughts. Alright. It's a little better. Alright. So yeah, that was a really good episode. We got a lot more. The thing with Fallout is they're doing a lot of world building, showing like the different things that are out there. We got like a taste of like super mutants last episode with the arm at the enclave. The enclave. Don't say enclave. Enclave. When you have been saying it, like, I don't know if I've ever heard it. Like, I don't think I've played a game that has had really like a focus on the enclave. So I never really heard it said. So I always called it the enclave whenever I read it or anything and like stuff. But okay, so Lucy's becoming a badass. It's as simple as that. She's starting to finally like learn what it's like to be someone on the surface. Which, like I said, he unknowingly became kind of her mentor, essentially, in this world. Helped give her a push to become someone that could survive on the surface, you know? So, we'll take that. We'll take it. At the end there, the ghoul, 2 of 3. So, the third one, dignity. Right now, he doesn't have any dignity. And that was a big thing, is he didn't want to do the thumbs up because he felt like it wasn't good taste. He had dignity, he had honor and stuff. So, I feel like maybe we get some character development with him. Maybe he's still like a kind of a scumbag, you know, but maybe he turns into someone who you could maybe trust a little bit. You know, like he's still like an anti-hero, but you can trust him from time to time. Yeah, he may still do like almost like a Captain Jack Sparrow. You know, Jack Sparrow, like you gotta take everything he says with a grain of salt, but eventually you can get to the point where you can trust him. But, you know, with a grain of salt with everything. So I wonder if that's the kind of trajectory we have with the ghoul. We didn't get anything like Maximus or Brotherhood in this one. Nothing. Which is a little disappointing. I would really have loved to have gotten some more of them too. Thaddeus and Maximus. Because that was a very good, like, nice plot point. You know, plot that they were pushing along there. But yeah, really good so far. We're halfway done. And I'm still really liking it. it makes me hopeful for future stuff. And I hope, like, with all, like, The Last of Us, I haven't watched all of it, but I've heard good things about it. I've watched, like, the first episode. That could be something I could watch on here. But, like, with all these, like, video game shows doing good and, like, actually being, like, accurate adaptations instead of, like, what we got with, like, Halo, where it, like, just you just put the Halo in as the name and just use elements from it, but it's not the same thing, you know? This is really good. And it's good. I hope that, like, if, you know, future seasons, if they do it, and they said, too, like, I've read in interviews that they said the first season takes place in California, which is like, ooh, where are they going to go? You know, is it going to be mainly on the West Coast with, like, the Commonwealth and stuff, NCR, you know, all that jazz? Like, are we going to get Caesar's Legion at some point here? You know? That kind of shit could be cool. The Mongols and all that jazz, like, all those, like, gangs and stuff, and that could be really cool. Let's see. But yeah, really liking it so far. Really, really liking it so far. Yeah, that's all I really got. Had a debacle with this stupid thing that kind of sidetracked me a little bit, but we made it. So yeah, that's all I got. Hope you have a good one. Peace.